up, man? This is Dr. Teacher and motherfucking Moses, aka Master Daddy, aka you fucked my bitch again, nigga. That's why I can't pay my rent. Damn. Here to spit some of that good stuff. I'm in my red, white, and my blue. Turning up for Memorial's Day. Actually, I'm not turning up. I'm just trying to be me and relax. You know what I mean? But I'm here to tell some jail stories, talk about the law a little bit. What's up, one viewer? Now, the law is not a joke, bro. Really, everything is a law. Everything is really about knowing the law, having the bread to break the law, and basically knowing your rights in order to succeed, in order to do what you got to be what you want to be. If you don't know the law, you really can't succeed. Like, life is really all knowing contracts, knowing how to read contracts, and knowing how to, maneuver through the little breaks through the fine print. For example, I don't want to I don't want to encourage you to break the law. I'm not gonna encourage anybody to drink and drive because that would be devilish. That would be evil. That would be fucking stupid. But for example, bro, like before I before I say this dumb shit, fucking a powerful quote from Hotep. Shout out to 13 Signs Astrology. Basically, what he said is, if you escape the prison, you're still not free. The only way to free yourself from the prison is to know and master the law and free yourself from the prison. You cannot escape. There's no escape from the law. There's only mastery. All right. So basically, one example of knowing the law, how to manipulate the law. It's not illegal to drink and drive. It's illegal to get caught drinking and driving. You get pulled over, you got alcohol in your system. What can you say? I got a thumb disease. I got a prescription mouthwash that has a high alcohol content and it makes me smell like alcohol because I have to rinse my mouth out with it for a minute and 30 seconds. Every day for 365 days. Why my eyes red? Because I took Benadryl. Why am I talking slow? Cause, bro, you never heard me talk before. I have a speech impediment. Do I want to blow? No, I do not. Take me to jail. I'm not getting a DUI. Do what you gotta do. That doesn't work in all states, mind you, but that is just one example. You just have to know certain things. Now, if I wouldn't knew that, I wouldn't be in this situation. Probably wouldn't have a child. Probably a lot of shit wouldn't happen to me. Jail stories, though, jail stories. So I went to jail, caught a felony, wound it out, and my best friend had court. My best friend had court the day before I had court, but I wanted to be there for her because I was off the drugs all the time, and that was my last fucking real friend that was not gonna be in jail. We had a snitch infiltrate our circle, and ultimately all of us was locked up at one time, all six of us. We were all in jail, and I didn't want to see my last friend, you know, go to jail without me being able to say goodbye, you know. But see, another example of knowing the law. This particular person, she knew the law. Now, I could be paranoid, I could be a grimy, dirty, bad friend, and I could say, she was getting sentenced to rehab, and she is, in her opinion, that rehab was worse than jail. And she knew that in Illinois, they don't hold you in rehab if you're pregnant. So she tried to get pregnant in order for her to only be in rehab for about half or a quarter of the time that she was been there. She waited her little time, said, you know what, I think I'm pregnant. Tested positive for pregnancy, they let her ass go. That is that's a jacked up way of manipulating the law, but she did what she had to do. Shit, nobody wants to be institutionalized, but you know. So I went there. I had a warrant actually for I want to say about 2 months. Got a little cocky, and I drove to a friend's house, and they caught me outside. Because they're racist and they break the law and they say, oh, if you're behind the wheel, we were parked. I was in a parked car. If you're behind the wheel, then we have to check your ID and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know the law. I didn't know that that was bullshit. They pretty much bullied me. They pretty much they cornered me and shit like that. So they ended up finding out who I was because for some reason I had my goddamn ID on me because I wasn't very smart at the time. And they took me to jail. So I went to jail. Come on, auntie, they got me. I'm thinking I'm gonna bond out again. Boom, no bond. I was like, no bond. Okay, all right. So I went to jail, right? And Chicago jail. What you is, folks? What you is? Where you from? Oh, you from Atlanta. Oh, you just a lame ass nigga that's from somewhere in the suburbs lying saying you from Atlanta. You don't sound like you from Atlanta. You don't talk like you from Atlanta. I'm getting named these streets from here. I went to this high school. All right. We believe you now. So really, I want to speak on the people that I met. First, the most. I really want to wait until I get more viewers to tell the story, but one of the people, and I wish I would have remembered this nigga's name, bro. But and all these stories, I don't know you would look these people up, but one story is a cat. He went to Marshall's with his brother, right? And his brother was, I guess, a dope boy or some shit or whatever the fuck. He was like, "Come on, you my little brother. I'm gonna take you to Marshalls, Ross, wherever the fuck they went, somewhere in Chicago. We gonna get you fresh, bro. So try these shoes on, try on some clothes and shit. And if you like it, I'm gonna buy it for you." So he was like, "Bet." Went in the fitting room, came out. This nigga's brother was robbing someone at gunpoint in the motherfucking Marshalls. His brother when he came out the fitting room, his brother was robbing somebody at gunpoint in the Marshalls. So Jay, what you doing? You bugging, bro. So the nigga shot the man, took his cash, shot him, and then he robbed the Marshalls front counter for the drawer. I think he shot him too. And then he ran in his car and drove off. Now the nigga was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna run because I'm just gonna stay here. I'm gonna explain to the police what's gonna happen. It will look better on me because if they actually catch me running with my brother, then it's gonna look like I have something to do with it, and they're gonna charge me no matter what." So he played it what he thought played it smart, and just tried to wait for the police to show up. "Yeah, what's up, man? What's up, Alex?" So the police showed up, locked his ass up, and come to find out, he would have actually got away because his brother was in a red Cadillac, and they said they were looking for a dude in a white truck, going the opposite direction of where he saw his brother drive. This nigga's bond was $3 million, and they said that one of the dudes was in critical condition or like the worst condition before dying. So they were like, if he dies, they're gonna bump my bail up to $6 million, and everybody was like, "Damn, G, you need to go ahead and blow that whistle, bro. That's not even snitching. Your brother set you up like that. Go ahead and snitch, bro." He was like, "Man, I talked to my mom about this shit. She came to visit me." He was going to bond court where they lower your bond because I guess he was already in there for like he wasn't in there for that long. I think he was in there for like 2 weeks. But you could tell, like, this nigga wasn't on shit. He wasn't a violent person. He wasn't a driller. He wasn't in the fucking gang, you know. But his brother he was in that situation where, you know, his brother just did him like that. And I guess he was just trying to dry snitch so people could collect the information and take that to the police so he wouldn't have to first hand snitch on his brother. But I was like, bro, nigga, what would you guys do? You're in there facing shit of murder, and that was more than a murder. That was fucking armed robbery. That was aggravated robbery. That was fucking 2 counts of aggravated robbery. Fucking possible murder. So he was at least looking at. I think armed robbery is 10 years. Aggravated robbery is probably like 15 to life or some shit like that. So he was definitely never going home if he didn't snitch on his brother. Hopefully he. I don't want to say hopefully he did, but hopefully, I mean, justice was real at that point in his life. Then I'm just tell you some random stories that pop in my head. So me, I stay to myself. A lot of people in there, I don't wanna say all Chicago niggas don't like to think about stuff they don't see, but really, Aaron Moses is not a person for small talk. If you ever talk to me on social media, if you ever socialize with me, this is really how I am, bro. I really don't like to talk about the weather and sports and shit like that. So bro, you're a fucking weirdo. I like to hear gangster stories. I like to hear shit that happened. I like to hear these South Side stories and these East Side stories. I'm not from here, bro. I like to talk about meditation and philosophy and talk about the shit I read in Angels and Demons because they really do give you like grown up fucking books in there and not just, third grade level books in there because mostly that's what it really is because most people in Cook County Jail don't read above a fourth grade level. So that's really what I have to deal with. So I was in there, I went to Cermak, which is basically the infirmary, the doctor, because I told them I had a lump on my balls. Because I'm thinking, okay, I want a female to grab my balls no matter what the fuck they look like. I want a woman to touch my testicles. So I go there, didn't really have a lump on my balls. So I go there and they had me handcuffed to this one dude and they handcuff your right hand to the other person's left hand and in some cases, left to right so you can actually have access to your full body. So they took the cuffs off at one point. And I know, bro, I was 19 years old, desperate, still a virgin and shit. So this nigga walked up to me, what you in here for, G? And I was like, a DUI. And he was like, nigga, you in here for a DUI, bro? You about to go home. I was like, I'm in here for an aggravated DUI. They want to give me 3 years. I'll do 10 months and go home. He was like, oh, shit, you know what I'm in here for? And I was like, what? He was like, he looked at me in the eyes. He was like, a body? And I was like, oh, a body for real? He was like, yeah. Shit, what size you wear, bro? And I was like, shit, why? You wear a 12, bro. I wear a 12. I know what a size 12 look like. We got the same size feet. Shit, nigga, trade shoes with me. I was like, I looked at the nigga's shoes. I was like, I can't do that, bro. I can't do that. I'm not giving you my shoes. He was like, bruh, you about to go home. I'm gonna be in these same shoes for the next 35 years. You dirty as hell. I was like, bro, I'm not about to give you my shoes. So, come to find out, somebody walked up to me. He was like, man, what did he say to you? He was talking about give him my shoes and shit. He was like, bro, that nigga crazy, bro. This is the second time I seen this man down here. They put that man in the crazy ward, man. He got super ADHD and he has to come down here to refill his prescription or some shit. So I was like, word. And he said some shit to to the fucking CEOs, right? And I guess a lot of those CEOs are actual police on the street. And he said something. They took his ass, they cuffed him, took him to the back where all the doctors were. Like 4 or 5 of them beat his ass, black and blue. This nigga had the fucking big ass knot right here. Eye was swollen shut. Bottom lip was all swollen corner. His mouth was all fucked up, sweating and shit. I was like, damn. And then they fucking brought his ass to the corner, told everybody to turn around. And all you hear was, I'm gonna spit on y'all. I'm gonna spit on you. Do it. You're gonna get an extra charge. They fucking punched him one more time. I peeked a little look, turned around a little bit. And he was crying and shit and blah, blah, blah. Then, of course, you got the old man in the wheelchair. Old man in the wheelchair has a broken arm. This man's like 50 something. Guess what they did? Same shit. Cowards, bro. They beat this man's ass who had a broken arm in a wheelchair. cuffed his ass up, put him in one of those little jackets and shit, with rough, roughed him up and shit. He didn't even get to see the doctor. They took his ass back to the infirmary and shit, or back to his cell and shit. But yeah, that was fucked up. Um, I was in there. What really motivated me to make this video is because I was watching an interview by Rico Reckless. I want to say it was like 5 years ago. This interview came out, and like he was cool with this kid, this rapper named MBAM Lil Flips, and he shouted out one of the niggas I was locked up with named Wonder Bread, and he was one of the GDs from Hyde Park. Wonder Bread was definitely from Hyde Park. I fucked with Wonder Bread because he was he was one of those people, everybody was scared for him because he was fucking crazy. He was one of the people, he didn't give a fuck because he had 2 attempt murders. And what he said he was in there for was, it was a dude that just moved to their neighborhood in Hyde Park. I guess this is before it was so gentrified because I have been to Hyde Park after I got out, like a year, 2 years later, and it's fucking like brownstones and those apartments you see in like New York and shit, and it's all colorful. They got shopping strips and shit like that, and it's not the hood anymore so much at all. But he said this kid moved on their block, and because I guess this is around when they start tearing all the buildings down on Cabrini Greens, all the projects and shit down in Chicago. So this kid's fucking selling dope on their block, and he was like, bro, you cannot do that. Ever been to New York? Yeah, I've been in New York. I've been in New York, and been in New York in 8th grade on a school trip. We had to perform at Carnegie Hall. We stayed in, I think we stayed in Brooklyn. We stayed in some hotel, and we stayed in like the Marriott. I think my homeboy D said that's like one of the few hotels they had in Brooklyn at that time. This was 2000 and I was 13. It was like 2003, 2004. Yeah, we accidentally went over the bridge. The fucking bus dude accidentally went over the bridge from Brooklyn, and I don't know what the fuck that was. I think it was Queens. As soon as we got out, it's fucking projects. It's fucking people throwing garbage out the side of the windows in the projects, and it looks like a fucking like a landfill, bro. That shit was nasty as fuck. It's literally people throwing garbage out the windows in between the buildings, and it was fucked up. And we ended up getting on the bridge and shit and going back. But anyway, so this dude was like, yeah, he was doing this shit for like a week, and he's been telling him, bro, you gotta pay dues, you gotta do certain things. You can't just sell your drugs right here. We don't fucking know you. So he came out one day, I'm guessing the nigga was off the shits at the time, and he chased the nigga to his house, and he busted 2 shots through his door. He hit him in the stomach, and he hit his sister in the chest, and they end up catching up to him, and they took his ass to jail for a double attempt murder, or for 2 attempt murders and shit. And everybody was like, bro, you were on some bullshit. Another one of this another one of the dudes I was locked up with, I forgot his name was like Lil Henry or Lil, I don't think they just called him Lil Fo, they called him Lil something. I forgot his real name. I think it started with an M. But he was 17. He was a little short dude with short arms, with short dark dude. He was talking about he was from the west side and shit, talking about how he had a car, he was selling fucking heroin and shit like that. And he ended up getting caught for heroin. And he bonded out, and they put his ass on fucking they put him on house arrest. This nigga said he violated house arrest. because and the term bugging up means basically going crazy. He was talking about, gee, I was bugging up in there. So you know what I did? I was just missing driving. So I hopped in my car and I just started driving and they caught up to me. I took them for a high speed chase. I was like, for real? He was like, yeah. And they tried to charge me with attempted escape because you know being on house arrest is technically like being in jail. I'm thinking I'm just about to be, um, they just gonna violate me and take me back to jail. So they charged him with escape or some shit. I don't know if they charged him with escape. I don't think that's true. But this nigga, they were taking him back to jail, and at this point in time, nobody in the history of Cook County Jail has ever successfully escaped. So they're taking him to jail, and this nigga ran from the police officers. This nigga was like 5'6", 130 pounds, like little cut little dude. But you're still short, and you got officers chasing you that's 6'2", that they do this. So they caught him and they charged his ass with escape. I think escape they could charge you up to 10 years. So that. Um, Another dude I was locked up with, his name was, bro, you can drink. Alcohol leaves your system in 4 hours after you're done drinking. If you didn't know, after you're sober and you're done drinking, like let's say you give, yeah, if you have to take a, if you have to blow though, that takes a little bit longer. But if they test your piss for alcohol, you're good. But if they put that bracelet on you, of course, though. See, they have a bracelet where if they put that on you, the vapors leave your skin and they can sense that you have been drinking. But no, when you drink, um, the alcohol leaves your system within 4 to 5 hours after you sober down. So yeah, just don't drink that day that you go in and you're straight. And I would advise not drinking before that because you might be a dumbass like me and wake up with a hangover and drink 2 beers and be like, fuck, I gotta go to probation at 12 o'clock. And it's 10. Luckily, I didn't blow that time because I would have got violated. They would have sent my black ass straight back to jail. They would actually send me to prison, but I was paying off my PO, so lucky me. Got one of the cool ones. But I got locked up with this kid named, what's his name? Pistol Pete. That was dumb, bro. Don't be like AaroniMoses when you grow up. Pistol Pete from the Calumet buildings in Inglewood. The AaroniMoses way. This nigga said he got locked up for aggravated robbery because another nigga got jumped, and when he was getting jumped, they took his money out of his pocket and threw it on the ground, and he was walking by on his phone, and the nigga already owed him money, so he picked up the money and walked off and went home. And his mom called the police and they snitched on him and shit, and that's why he was in there. I believe him. I definitely believe him, bro. But he was in there for that with somebody else, with one of his homeboys. Crazy thing about it is when I went back to Cook County the next time after that, when they violated me, I did 30 days for that. I was locked up with I think they just called him BD or some shit because Pistol P was a BD. And what happened was this nigga's crazy. I got locked up with the crazy motherfucker, bro. This nigga, what he said? He said he got fucked with by a police officer, a retired police officer that lived in some suburb. I forgot where he said where he was from. I think he said he was from like Schaumburg or some shit, like somewhere I was around. He said he broke into the police officer's house stole his guns, threw them off the balcony to his other homeboys, and they made it away. But he got caught because his fingerprints were all over the place. Now I don't know what happened to that, but he got charged. I'm thinking he got charged with just B&E because they couldn't prove he stole the guns and shit. But he ended up doing like 8 months county time. This was in the wintertime. They were blessing niggas. That was my celly. My other celly was an old ass man. He got locked up. He just got out of jail for he just got out of prison, out the joint for 10 years for armed robbery. He got caught. He was in jail and like since 2002. He got out and he was a crackhead, So his hustle was, what a lot of crackheads do. He filled up a shopping cart with soap and shit, and he was on parole. They caught his ass trying to steal. They locked him up. He had a meeting with the parole board, and they told him he was getting out in 60 days, and I only had like 20 more days left. I did. I was with my first celly for like a week, something like that, 10 days. And then, but other than that, bro, that shit was booty, bro. That shit was booty. It was real. See, in jail, they have a lot of politics. Like, where I was, it was like mainly folks and shit. So the folks, they ran the phone and the shower. So if you wanted to get on this, like the list, like in order of how you're supposed to take the shower, you had to either wait a full day or you had to pay one of the folks. And if you wanted to, the People's Nation members, they ran the gambling. So if you wanted to gamble and you won, you had to pay one of the people. They just make sure if you win for like two Snickers and a Kool-Aid or some shit, you gotta like break the Snicker like a quarter or some weird shit like that. I only gambled once, and they just let me keep my shit because it was probably some county shit I want. I really don't remember. But I was mainly in there just playing casino, reading, you know, doing my little push-ups and shit, watching TV, staying to myself. I was in there with a dude who got a illegal discharge of a weapon. I guess basically he just shot a gun in the air and they caught him. This was the time though where they just started giving, like recently, I want to say within the last 2 years or something like that, they just started giving people probation for having a pistol. Back then, they didn't have probation for gun charges, and they did not have good time for fucking gun charges or any violence. So that motherfucker was packed. That bitch was packed. It wasn't packed like where I was. It was constantly people in and out. But when I say packed, I'm talking about the cells in Cook County are built for two people. So it was people sleeping on the floor and shit. And then tell me why I get in there. I was like, yeah, who sells shanks in here? Oh, bro, we signed a treaty. We don't have shanks in here, so you just gotta use your fist. I'm like, bro, I'm fucking 5'9", 120 pounds at this time. I'm getting the shank. So when I got my celly pistol P, I was like, he was like, yeah. So who got the shanks in here? You got a shank? They call me Big A in there. He was like, you got a shank, Big A? And I was like, nah, bro. But I'm about to make one. He was like, how you gonna do that? The tile the tile in Cook County in the cell was cracked. So what I did was I just broke that shit up. What's up, bro? What's up, the Darsky? The tile was cracked like diagonally. So what we did was I just ripped that shit out the floor and just sharpened it and just broke up the other pieces so I could just easily slip it out. And I made two. I made one for me. I made one for him. I was like, look, just pack between me and you, bro. Don't tell anybody about this shit. I kept the shit under my mattress. He kept the shit under his mattress. I'm walking around because, of course, it's fucking, it's jail. I never been to fucking jail before, so I got my little deodorant. I keep my deodorant, my soap, and everything hard in a fucking sock. Tie it, and then keep it like in my sock or in my waist, just walking around. Like I'm not about to get fucking faded. I'm not about to get lean. If anything, I'm gonna leave damage. I have to, just for my pride. But fucking, they did a cell search, and they tell you like right before. I don't know why, because I guess they just don't want to go through the process of putting people in seg and taking them out their cell and cleaning them out and doing all of that. So they told us like 10 minutes, 30 minutes before that they were gonna do a sweep. So they came in, sweep, 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 blah blah blah. I was like, oh fuck, bro. So I got my shank, got his shank, and we fit it back in the floor and the tile. They checked everything. You're not supposed to have all this bread, right? Yeah, 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 blah blah blah. So the fucking one of the CEOs looked at the floor and looked and saw this shank. I was like, fuck, because the weapons, having a weapon in there, I guess that's a major offense or some shit. But he just was staring at it, and I was like, damn. Cause my shit was non-violent. I was like, I'll take this shit, bro. I don't give a fuck. I was already like pretty much hopeless in there anyway. I'm thinking I'm going to prison. They're gonna kill me in there. I talk funny. I don't know anybody out here. But the fucking couple of my family members, and I don't want to say their fucking names because I don't know what the fuck they've done, and I don't want to get killed for that shit. So, I mean, long story short, they never found this shit. It was a motherfucking, it was a swine flu outbreak, and they were like, everybody who has flu-like symptoms, come to me, and I'll give you. The fucking nurse came. Nurse never fucking come. No, nurse comes fucking once a week at this point. If you have if you have flu-like symptoms, come see me, because they actually quarantined one of the people who was there. So she was like, I came. I was like, I have flu-like symptoms. And she was like, all right, yeah, you got that shit. So just stay hydrated, stay asleep, try to do something where, try to make sure you don't get sicker. And of course, the bitch never came back. And I got sicker and sicker and sicker. I used a whole roll of toilet paper. They give you 2 rolls of toilet paper a week in that bitch. So I'm borrowing toilet paper from my cellie. I'm fucking blowing my nose, coughing up stuff, and I was sick for 3 days. This bitch never came back. I could have fucking died. I could have fucking died. But, you know, man, fuck, I could have died, bro. I could have died from swine flu. Swine fucking flu. That shit was horrible, bro. It felt like the normal fucking flu. I was just extra phlegmy. I was just coughing and spitting up shit more than no. It was bad, bro. You wouldn't know, like, if you just got sick from swine flu, you wouldn't know. Hey, this is some other shit, you know. But I don't know what the fuck's going on. But yeah, that shit sucked. Do I have any questions? I gotta turn this shit off pretty soon. This shit kills battery, bro, like a motherfucker. Any questions? Didn't get into any fights. That wasn't the PO. That was the PO. Yeah, she knew what was up because my fucking charges. I was in there for bro. I'm not about to listen to an album called Teenage Dreams, bro. Teenage Emotions, whatever that shit's called. I fuck with Yachty. I fuck with Terminator featuring ASAP Ferg. I fuck with that All In song with him and the whole everybody. I fuck with Gucci. Definitely fuck with Gucci. Those 3 new songs Gucci just dropped, those were bad, bro. That was bad. Those were bad. Nah, I can't fuck with Yachty, bro. the whole thing about Yachty is like he does say he says gangster shit, and everybody's well, you respect Lil Yachty because he just does whatever he wants to do. But you know, it's more acceptable for people to use their imagination and not be on gangster shit and say they are. Which I believe in people being able to say what the fuck they want because this is how this man makes money, and if he wants to use his imagination, let him do that. I mean, I watched the interview with Too Short, and he agrees with me, and I always agree with him. You don't have to be a hardcore guy. A lot of people, they say most gangsters don't rap, and a lot of these people who are professing gangsterdom shit. SoundCloud. I don't know about. Speaking of that, I'm on SoundCloud. As you can see, I took all my videos fucking down. Most of them, 95% of my videos, I took down. But all my music, with the exception of like the newest shit, a lot of my music is on SoundCloud. I'm about to fucking create like 4 new SoundClouds. I'm not about to fucking pay $7. I'm gonna figure that shit out. But yeah, I gotta cut this video, this live stream short because I keep 11%. See, this shit kills battery. I was at like 50% when I started. Jail was fucked up. The nigga got in there. The nigga got raped in there. Cause I don't know how they get down and how they violate. I don't know how if they sodomize this nigga or whatever. But somebody told me that's how certain gangs discipline you if you do some real fucked up ass shit. They rape you with broomsticks and shit like that. But that's it, man. It's AaroniMoses. Be easy. Stay up. Check my SoundCloud out. Watch this video I got coming out. It's gonna be called like History for Dummies. Me speaking on the Illuminati and how you can protect yourself and things like that against the Illuminati and things like that. But other than that, man, all I gotta say is peace.